Hustle.
Unique fashion.
Hustle.
Elam Road.
Hustle.
Shout out to my boy E. Keep it going.
Hustle.
This for you, boy.
Hustle.
Boy, I got a unique
Hustle.
I had to get it out the mud.
Hustle.
I ain't waiting on shit.
Check it, man. It's a unique hustle. It's your boy ECEO, and I'm here with the official Miss Jamaica.
Thank you.
Man, and hey, man, we got a guest today, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Every time I look around, man, the city, man, this guy right here represent Dallas, man. I ain't gonna lie, in the best way. You can't say it in the worst way, in the best way, man. Oh, really? Check it, man. We got my boy Dallas. Dallas P is in the building, man.
Alrighty, man. Hey, man, say, man, this Dallas is in the name. So
hey, man.
Be here with Boss Talk 101.
Man, it's just good to have you, man. Thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate you having me.
Man, I was up, man. Been listening at your music, man. You sent me that music. When you sent it to me, I started listening, man. There was some joints in there. I was like, man, this dude right here special, man. So I definitely was like vibing out to it.
Yeah.
Even this morning, I was like, man, I'm getting ready. I get pumped up for this, man. I'm like, my guy coming. I really love the way different music flow and different people flow with the music. So
it's
now,
universal, man. There's something for us, everybody in there, because you might not like one track, but you're gonna like something in there. So
man,
I try to have
I ain't
something
gonna lie. I didn't really get nothing that I didn't really just like the sound. Your engineering is like no other. Like the way it's mixed down and mastered. You hear a lot of people's stuff. I don't know who you using.
Mujo Studios.
Mujo
right
Studio?
Plano, yeah.
Shout out Mujo Studios,
sure,
man. Y'all
sure.
gonna have to, hey man, y'all got to come over here.
Yeah.
You Mujo.
Definitely.
Okay. Man, the thing I want to do is just and I always ask this first question, like just tell the people a little bit about yourself, how you got into the game, who you are.
Already. Once again, my name is Dallas P. The reason why Dallas is that's my city. I'm putting on the city. I'm not rejecting the city. I see a lot of people, they come in, you know what I'm saying, they get hot in the game, they leave the city, they go to some other where, they go to LA, they go to Atlanta, they forget about the city. I'm coming back, everything putting on for the city of Dallas. P is, I'm a protector, I'm a provider, I'm a presider. I put on for my city. I'm from right here, from Pleasant Grove. You know what I'm saying?
From the Grove?
I'm from the Greedy Grove, man. So,
wow.
This is my city. So anywhere you walk in any club, anywhere, people gonna know the name Dallas. So
wow.
And this is my city. So I love it. Ain't never turned my back on it.
Man, that's good to hear, man, because, we need people, man. We need the movement, because the music been bumping for years now, and it hit in splurts. You know that. You're like, just everybody just, don't get me wrong, Atlanta, they just, boom, they hit the market. When New York had it, they hit boom. When Houston had it, it was like over the top, but us, it was kind of like splurts. It was, this guy hit, that guy hit, but here lately, it's been getting more aggressive.
Yeah, what you got to understand, though, is even when, like, you talking about Houston, Mike, all them, they had a wave, and they came together as a city. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at New York and Cali and all them, who buys their music? Who comes and really, where do they come do shows? They come down here down south.
You're right. You like
and
that.
So we have so much talent here. Like, wow, we could sell out crazy shows and make our own money down here. Everybody, they coming down here to us.
I agree 100% with you, because I just had some DJs here. You might know DJ Go Fresh and Jack Frost. They just was here. They just did the show. And the thing I can say is that we spoke about going platinum, and everybody that goes platinum, everybody that's going out doing things like the Nicki Minaj's and all of them, they come through Dallas, man. They got to come through to get the city got to pretty much approve them. Almost just to get their music, to pop off. You got to be able to pop off in Dallas.
Have you seen back before the baby pop? I mean, he had the incident with Walmart and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Before he really, really, really popped, like, I was talking to him. I was talking to Stunner about doing a feature. He came to Dallas, came through here, and just they got to come to Dallas.
Wow, man.
Got to come to Dallas.
Shout out, baby, man. It's going down. What you got for my boy Dallas P? I know, this the one. This is my better half. She finna come with it.
All right, bring it on.
No, my curiosity lay in the fact that with your name, Dallas P.
Yeah.
Would you ever move anywhere else other than being in Dallas?
No, I'm gonna travel. I stay on the road 24/7. So there's nothing about when I see the plane come back over this city and I see the skyline.
I'm with that.
Man, like, I'm getting my piece made right now. I'll show it to you. It's like it's the whole skyline. It's got the pee dripping out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's really there's nothing about seeing my city. I can go and relax in Miami. I can go to Hawaii, wherever it is, but it's a relaxation. It's appreciation of home. There's nothing like when you pull up, you can be at work all day or whatever.
But not
you pull up
even
to your
for
house.
work, because sometimes, like, say a label sign you or whatever, and they want you in that city for some reason. Whatever.
I'm still gonna reside here. If I gotta go out there and work, I work anywhere. But I'm coming back. I'm always gonna have a place here in Dallas. Always.
Man, that's what's up, man. Dallas P, man. I mean, when I listened, I think it was one song, R&B.
Oh, that's
Man, tell me a little bit about that, man. Because wasn't you singing on that joint?
Yeah.
I man, this sound good.
Yeah,
it wasn't like you were just. It wasn't like you were just struggling. It was sounding real nice, man.
So you can sing that well.
I can sing anything. It's just
I
can sing from country to rock to R&B, anything. I just, you know what I'm saying, like I choose to rap, but I want to like mix it up. You know what I'm saying?
You did a good job with that,
yeah,
man.
Appreciate
So
it.
let me ask you a question. I love to put people on the spot.
Okay.
Can you drop me a song right now? Just a little hook, something singing. Because I love
Why you gonna put him on the spot right now like
hear
that?
his
Which one was the
voice.
R&B song?
It was the R&B song. It was nice, man.
Let me see. I just had it classified. There was a few of them that I said there was extra or
Anyone.
whatever.
Extra.
Anyone.
Let's see. Let's see. Did you listen to the Glue? I know it's saying, "Ooh, can't take my eyes off of you.
Yeah.
The way that her body moves, I'm stuck on you like some glue. I like ooh, ooh, ooh.
I told you be singing. I heard that. I said, this
He
cat.
gonna make my eyes start watering.
And that song right there is just
No,
you see a
like-
girl across the club and you're like, hey, your eyes are just glued to her. Her pants are glued, stuck on her.
Yeah.
What can you say just to take that girl home? You just want to come across the club and get her a drink and say, hey, what's up? You know?
Man,
That's
Glued to her.
nice.
I told you he can
That's
go.
nice.
I mean,
like that.
when I listened to it this morning, I was listening back and forth. I listened to it a week ago. When you first sent it, I listened to it, but I went
Sure.
back through it this morning. I was like, man, this dude blowing. Like, sound real good, man.
I think I like when an artist is versatile like that. Not only just being a rapper, but you can sing, you can do, beatbox, you can do everything.
That takes
into
work.
it.
That's a talent.
That's talent.
But it's work too. You got to practice at your craft.
Oh, yeah,
you got to
yeah.
work at it. Like our son whistle all the time. Like when you something you love, you do it, and it don't even seem like work, right?
Yeah, if you do that, you'll never really work a day in your life. You know,
That's
If you-
it,
if you
that's
do what
it.
you love.
Yeah,
this is a
because-
passion of mine. It's not a hobby. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that I already know. From the time you're born to the time you die, that's all you got is this dash mark. And regardless of me sitting here today, they're gonna make documentaries about me. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? People gonna talk about it. That's what's gonna carry you on is the work and the things that you put in right now. If you're passionate about something, you never ever stop. And a lot of people, they just give up on a dream or whatever because they're just not persistent. And it could have been 6 months, it could have been 5 years. I don't care how long it takes. I'm bringing it back to Dallas and I'm putting Dallas on and people gonna see it because I'm not just coming as an artist. I'm coming back for a label. I want to do what Master P did. Man, come through Dallas P, Master P. Like I'm coming back to
going
Dallas
down.
and putting everybody that I can on in Dallas for Dallas. That's what I'm doing.
Man,
It
look out,
makes him be
Dallas P.
appealing. Yeah, it makes him be appealing to everyone. You know?
Man, Dallas P is white. You understand that? But singing this R&B, you didn't hear him?
I hear him. He got soul.
I told you now. When they desegregated the schools and we all came together, I seen white guys going on that whole different level. For real, man. It was something about that, bro. I love the way you sing, man.
Right now, you got it's a woman's generation right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so, but Dallas ain't got no real white rapper out here, right? Really?
No,
You know what
they
I'm saying?
don't. They don't.
So I feel like I'm different than any white rapper that's even ever touched the game.
Yeah.
But,
What makes you
know what I'm saying?
different?
I'm actually
What makes
been
me different
about-
from because when I said I would bring you on the show, certain
Right.
people came to me and said, you know what? I said, man, I got this guy's white. He's a rapper. Oh man, we had Vanilla Ice. I said he never represented Dallas like that.
No,
I was like that
no.
cat was in
I
Cali,
didn't even
wasn't
know
he?
he was from
Yeah.
Dallas.
I mean, you can even go.
He
with,
was in Cali, but
I
he
love
from
Post.
Dallas.
You can go with Post. Post is from Grapevine.
Grapevine,
you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
Blue really put on for Dallas, but really name me one white rapper that that went through the trenches. I ain't never seen none of them touch a brick. I ain't
No.
never seen had no ism.
No,
had
but
nothing,
Post
like,
nice, you know
but
that.
I'm not saying I'm
He
not saying,
nice.
but I'm talking about.
But you
actually
talking
been
about
through-
far as
from
been
the
in-
streets and doing what you
I
really
get it,
talking
I
about
get it.
and really being here. People that can testify, like
Yeah,
hey,
you
he was
seen it.
really,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
from here, and actually are what you talk about in your rap.
Let me tell you something, man. When I knew you was street, when you said that you knew Young Slim.
Oh yeah.
When you
that's-
said you knew Young Slim, you got to be out there in the streets,
yeah.
man. because that's my boy right there. I've been knowing him from knee high to a grasshopper. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, if it's about street, that's my cat. Yeah. He know what's going on in the streets. He gonna like, man, hey, Unc, I'm over here, man. I was over here last week. Well, let's do it. Whatever you want me to do. That's the way you be, man.
He gonna roll. And first
I love
he gonna call. He gonna call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's gonna hit me. So
that's what's up.
That's
man.
my people. But that's how I got into this game. That's how I got into the music. It was like me and Slim were in the back of a trap house, man.
Man,
we recorded. I swear,
really.
And we recorded a song called "Whippin'." And you know what I'm saying? I transitioned a lot since then. You know what I'm saying, to who I am now. But we recorded a song called "Whippin'."
I gotta listen to y'all song together. Did you send me one of y'all songs together?
I did. I sent that.
I gotta get on there.
Yeah. There's two of them. There's two.
It's not a video to it or nothing, right?
No.
Y'all gotta do a video, man.
We got a lot of music actually together. But the one that's gonna be on the album is that what is that? Like That. Like, I like the way you move.
Yeah.
That.
But that boy be grooving too, man. He love the groove, bro.
He hit that so much they almost had that Jamaican type vibe. He hit that strong.
That boy something else. Love him, man. Shout out to Young Slim, man. But
sure,
so Dallas P, what's up, man? I mean, what do you think the when the music coming? How's it gonna hit? Is it gonna hit? We in the first quarter, deep first quarter now. What about the second quarter, the third quarter this year? What's up with 2021?
Well, me, I was planning everything that I was planning was to get everything ready for South by Southwest. That was my plan to drop before then. Yeah. But every time from this last year, I had been working on the album. I dropped a single with Mike and was working on
that
the
one,
album.
Mike Jones. Yeah.
Mike Jones.
Yeah.
So I dropped that one, and I was planning like towards the end of this last year to do it. But I had 7 shows at the beginning of this last year. They got canceled.
Okay.
And, we were just on the road. We were pushing. I'm hitting radio interviews. They were spending me like 250 times a week. You know what I'm saying? On Media Base, you could go look it up. And, we were moving. And COVID kind of really shut it down. And so I really wasn't out there. But I really want to just like drop. I want to be out in people's face, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to be out moving and walking into the club. And every time, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you walk into any club when that song was moving, it was spinning too, from Uptown to, down to all the DJs that showed me mad love because I've known them for a lot of years, from Mr. Hit That Ho to all, they're spinning us 2-3
Shout out
times
Mr. Hit That. He started, he shopped here when he was a kid.
Sure.
Well, I didn't say when he was a kid.
He got that Hidalgo brand.
What was it? He was doing the Mr. Hit That. He was doing the dance back then. But he transitioned real well. Sure. Love that guy, man. So what are you are you saying not South by Southwest? You gonna do something after?
I pushed it back. We had a listening party
because this COVID thing is real.
Yeah, it is real, man. It is real.
It's affecting everybody.
It's affecting the music industry.
Different vibe.
It's infected it. So basically, I think I'm just gonna drop a single.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna drop the album when everything takes a break for a second, where I can actually go back and push the album. You know what I'm saying, and be able to go back on tour, hit radio stations. You can't even walk into a radio station right now and do an interview. Right. You can't really go and do a show. When we were doing shows from 10, 20, 30,000 people. People can't even come out to shows and really listen and appreciate the music. Because I go to a show with Mike, pull up, and I got a promoter there that's, hey, let me book you a show. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really allow people to listen.
Not moving it.
And a lot of things, it's social media, but there's also being networking, people's face, and people hearing, man, I like that,
Yes, sir.
So a way I view music is I don't want to just drop and put something out here and then people might not hear it and you got, like you say, a few thousand or 100,000 views. No, I want to build up an anticipation. So if you knew, what was your favorite CD that you ever went and purchased as a kid or as a, what was your favorite tape?
Man, I did that Rodney O. Joe Cooley back in the day. Yes, way before y'all time, but they remixed it a few times. But the best one that I could say that
you went out and purchased.
No, that I went out and purchased was Riding Dirty. UGK.
Yeah, okay. But you knew before you had to wait for it to drop, to go in the store, you had to go physically buy it. It just wasn't just dropped out there for everybody to get it. So I feel like what I'm doing right now is people know my music. They've already heard the song. They know me. They're just waiting for it. So if I just put it out there, I want to build the anticipation. So where somebody,
me and you, we agree. I agree with that somewhat, but I don't think that you should be like I see your IG. Love what you're doing. but I know that you're talented from what you just did here. Why not put it in a way to where people can get to see a little bit artistic flows of what you do? Because there's a lot to Dallas P.
Right.
It's not just, you know what I mean? It's not just the rap. Like my wife said, I love the all around. There's something all around about him, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing I would say if I was managing you, I'd be like, make sure you show the people, give them something, because these are your fans. And if you just gonna hold us off like that,
because
man,
from a woman's perspective,
and you singing,
we
man,
want to be able to fall in love with you,
right?
Not just your rapper, your song, whatever. We want to know, because the society we live in, we want to know everything about you. Do you have kids?
Yes, I do.
You're a great father. You're romantic. People want to fantasize, so-called being with you, whatever. Especially when you be singing those songs to these ladies, that's gonna make them even fall in love. Although they know that it probably won't happen.
Right.
But it also make them stay glued in to you and tell their friends about you and stuff like that.
Well, see, that's where I'm gonna come with the single, to give them at least a little bit of something to hold over. Because when I drop that album, it's gonna be, I want it to chart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing like, I want it to actually go. And I don't want to just have it out here, because I feel like I have something within that album. When I drop it, you know what I'm saying, I'm going full-fledged. I have, you know what I'm saying, people to help push it and market it in every different area that's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? That's going to push it in Cali, that's going to push it in Atlanta, that's going to push it all over.
I get it.
When I'm ready, you know what I'm saying, and that's...
You just want to make sure it's launched right.
You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot, like you talking about Mike's a marketing genius. I've
learned
a lot of things from him and how the music industry works, and understanding, you got to have, 10 bad bitches dancing to it and twerking to it on Instagram, and you got to have a TikTok and it going viral, and you got to have the radio stations bumping it. First thing you got to do is, you got to go see if that video is going viral before you invest anything to it. It's already taking off and it's getting spins and views, and people are starting to do things to it. Then you get your streets listening to it. You got every club bumping it and thumping it, and it's going. Then you got the radios catch on to it. So it's a process to where it's going. It's just getting everybody involved and seeing that that's the actual track. So like I said, I'm gonna put a taster out there, see how it is, drop that single, and if that thing goes, then we're gonna say, okay, now, if I can start getting more shows and going back off it, your money's based off of shows, off of this. You know what I'm saying? It's based off of shows. It's not based off of your views and your streams and everything else.
But is there something to is there anybody out there like when 6ix9ine and all these other cats, and I know you hate to bring his name up, but at the end of the day, when they do all of this, they get all these followers and get all this impact on YouTube, they getting paid from that.
You're not. I mean,
not the kind of money.
Not really.
Not like
pennies.
people are thinking.
It's really pennies. Like it's not.
People. So it's a lot of fluff to that. So that's
is
that like a mirage where people paint this picture like it's more than what it really is?
And a lot of times they're signed with the label, so the label's seeing majority of that anyway. They ain't seeing none of that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying. So every rapper that's really out here, they booking show money and they booking feature money. That's where they getting their money. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why they're still aggressive in Atlanta, like there is no COVID, right? Yeah. Miami too, man.
Right. Miami too. You were just in Miami, were you?
I'm going back this weekend.
You going back this weekend?
I don't like this weather. I love Dallas.
You be in Miami. I seen him. I'm like, he's like, I'm gonna be back. I'm like, oh man, he out of town. I'm jealous.
I stay there, man.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. So Steph, what do you think? What do you think about Dallas P? You heard him sing. I mean, is this guy got something or what?
Yes, Yes,
you always have like Michael Bolton and all them old boys, so I see what's going on here. You might not get to come back on the show, man. We might not even let you back on here, man. All that old singing, you know, real singing and stuff.
Some of it, but I'm not. A lot of my rap, the singing is, but a lot of my rap is not appealing to the women,
right?
Because I talk a lot of shit.
Oh, you be talking?
I don't know if I mean to say.
No, you good. You good.
You know, the thing is,
you ever thought about doing like a full R&B?
And that could be in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Because
actually,
I listen to rap somewhat, but not like a lot. But R&B I listen to.
There's a
all
song
the time.
I think it's called "Live or Die," and if you actually listen,
I was just thinking about the "Live or Die" side piece.
Actually,
it talks about side piece and all this other stuff.
It really is a transition where it's da 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 da, and I go back into the sing, and I actually merge them two perfectly together. So if you actually go back and listen to that song, it's got a little bit of both for everybody. So it's like in and out of it. which I would like to do a little bit more of
More
that, or
of
some
it.
of, or some of it, but
because somebody want to get like your whole album or
Yeah.
get and not just take one song from here and one song from there. You know what I mean? But be able to say, "Ooh, this whole album is jamming. You gotta
Right.
listen to this."
I was just about to ask you about that song side piece. What inspired that? Live or Die.
Live or Die.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's
'Cause you
there's
say
a
side
few
piece,
songs,
Bonnie and Clyde, you on there?
there's a few songs that I have. I talk a lot of fly piece shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's in my music.
Okay.
And that's where I'm going. I want to appeal more to the ladies because I believe in a lot of different way the music industry has changed.
Okay.
And now it is, like I was just saying earlier, it's a woman's world. So back in the day when I grew up, you know, Dre and the bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Yes, sir.
And now it's about the girl stepping on the neck, and every rapper's talking about, hey, I'm tricking off in her in the club, and I'm paying her bills and her rent. T.I. started that. I swear.
T.I. Shout out T.I., man.
But from that point on, rap has changed, and there's a whole nother reason that I could get into deeper of why I feel like it has changed. But it's a deeper
How do
mindset,
you feel? What I want to know why. I mean, yeah.
All right. I mean, if you really see what sells is from drugs into sex. So now you see marijuana everywhere it's going.
Yeah.
Is becoming legalized.
Okay.
Okay. So now everything is done. People they think 10 years in advance. You know what I'm saying? The government and everybody else thinks 10 years in advance before we even think it and even see it.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got women that out here talking about, I call him a trick and he don't get offended, and hoes, and you know, all this is going. So from my daughter's 16, she's hearing this all the way up, okay, from growing up.
Okay.
That it's okay, that every rapper is telling her it's okay for her to trick off, and she's hearing every female rapper saying, hey, I'm proud to be a hoe.
Wow.
Okay?
Lil Boosie just talked about that a little bit with what's the Harvey girl name? Steve Harvey's daughter.
Okay.
What's her name? That Harvey girl?
I know who you're talking about. I don't remember.
Something Harvey. She's very popular.
But what is the purpose behind it?
Because she messed with like.
And to me, that generation is that's totally wrong for me. Like to hear that.
But that's because of you you're the older
I'm old
generation.
school.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it's
trust
not
me,
right.
I'm from the Verzuz. Like I'm I'm the opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time,
You gotta adhere to it.
It is. That's why I say it's the women's generation, and I'm talking shit. I'm talking fly. Hey, bitch, break yourself and back like they did back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking that stuff. So I'm not as appealing to some of the ladies because they're used to hearing all this stuff. But the whole part is, I'm gonna tell you, 10, 15 years down the road, prostitution and all that is gonna become legal. And they say, hey, you don't need no man. You don't need nobody to protect you. You don't need anybody out here. It's okay. All you gotta do is pay a fine and pay a fee, and we're gonna give you a card and everything else, and they're gonna tax you. I'm telling you, eventually in the future, it's gonna be about money to where it's okay to hoe out here, and they're just trying to take the man out of the situation. They're just like, hey, you don't need a pee, you don't need nobody else.
I get it.
You know, they'll still have a P to be the government.
Okay, exactly.
Because that's
you're
where
right.
the money be
Exactly,
going.
but you can't take flyness away because that girl's still gonna pull up and she's gonna see a fly person that's still in.
That flyness gonna come through.
They're gonna think they're gonna take. They try to demasculate the man because I'm telling you, any of you real men from the time I grew up, and I can, like I say, if you want to get deep into it, from the time I grew up here, Buckner Boulevard, from watching Dayton's and Spinners and going, and like when I grew up, you ain't seen no gay black men out here. Like it was not. Walk down Oakland right now. Okay.
That's all you see.
Any real ones, not saying we ain't gotta be dumb out here doing dumb crazy shit, but any real ones that are out here, like they gonna lock them up and they gonna demasculate man. And now from every young kid now, all they see from TV, from you watching shows, dudes kissing on TV, you didn't see none of that. And so now,
Never seen that
now
growing
it's more, I'm telling you, from social media to TV and all that, it's putting in people's face because they don't want men out here. They want everything is like, and now it's a woman's world. I'm telling you, it's a woman's world. You know, like they don't want a real king, a king and a queen. The queen's supposed to sit here next to the king. She's not supposed to be stepping on the king's neck.
Yeah.
Like I'm just telling you, he gives her vision, but she's respectful to him. But they sitting here, they in this together, but he's still the king.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
my question to you, because you were talking about your daughter and what she hears and that it's supposed to be okay. and you being in the business that you are, how do you advise her and say, or do you advise her and say, it's not okay, you shouldn't be going by these labels?
Yeah, well, my daughter is done. I've been going through this, you know what I'm saying? She's 16 and she gonna find a crazy, you know, that's what girls do. They think somebody look for a protector, a provider, a presider. So by protecting, they sometimes think that means street. You know what I'm saying? They really think it's like, hey, well, this dude's out here hood, he's getting it, da-da-da-da. You know, and that's the problem. If you look at every girl as a bad boy, look for a bad boy, the dude's out here opening the girl's door and he's here for her and everything else. Hood dude walks by, man, I like that ass. And she turn around and like gives him her number. So, you know, it's a whole different world. But I told her, if you look for somebody that has vision, that has purpose, that really, you know what I'm saying, that even with or without you, they going somewhere, they going to place. They know what they doing, they locked in. And so that's the only thing you can do. They still gonna have to make their decisions on
their own.
So,
like we do, Steph. Like with our daughter, you know, I think our basis is bringing her up, teaching her. You know, we teach her God's word, and we give her a foundation in God. And I think that helps. Even though we got all these other things that's influencing, I think God's word's still true, and the foundation that it's built on is real.
Yes, sir.
The real word.
Right.
We talked outside. So, you know, I think that's more, it teaches you how to understand what's truth and what's error.
Right.
And I think that's where it's at. There's a spirit of error and there's a spirit of truth. And you have to be able to look at it and see it. And it ain't always about money, because there's some things money can't even purchase.
Right. No,
so
not at all.
that integrity, that the morals and all the things that we stand on, they see that. So it's a projected image. And I don't know if you understand it or not, or you probably do, but what your daughter see, she finds it in you. You're her father. Yeah. So she see you. She love you.
That's why people always say women go marry who represents their father.
Yeah. I don't want her to one number. Like,
no, but I'm just telling you. You know, I just talked to my brother this morning about that, because even if she's mad at you, she becomes angry, and it makes her even more like you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crazy world we live in. So you just have to be able to make something a way to where you can teach her respect, regardless of what the times may show. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And I get where you're going with it, because it is what you see. Yeah. But I live on a foundation where you don't go by what you see. You walk by faith, not by sight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a twisted way. It's a twisted back way.
I understand that too.
You see? Does that make sense? What I just said?
Saying, yeah. Of course.
So you can flip it.
Deeper. Yeah, you can flip it. But it's just people nowadays, they so short term and minded, and they go off of what they seen on TikTok or Instagram last.
Yeah, I see that.
You see what I'm saying? So they ain't making no political decision. They ain't making nothing. They just off of, man, oh, I seen this, and this is what it is.
But then, but it goes deeper though. Back to Shamaria, my daughter, she see all that too. But then she see the way you walk in front of her. So it's a balance, man.
You as a man,
that's
what I always say.
It
begins in the home. Correct. So even no matter what you see on TV or what you see on social media and whatever, because then I always talk to her and say you need to hold yourself to a certain standard. So when you see on TV or on TikTok, they're calling each other bees and hoes and whatever. You hold yourself like, you can't call me that. I'm not that. Right. I'm this. I'm that. You know what I mean? Because as soon as you start accepting certain society, you're accepting anything. Because just like we're talking about gays and so forth that you're now seeing, back in the days, you didn't see that on TV. But what they would do, they'll put it out late night. They'll put certain things on. And then once they see that nobody's really complaining about it, whatever, then they start to put it a little bit here. They introduce things little, and they do it individual. And if you're not writing petitions against it and doing anything, they say, oh, you accept it. It's talking about how certain things you can see from on TV.
Yeah.
How they introduce things. And usually that's where everything in society comes from. Because even like with advertisements with Burger King or, you know, I always talk about Shamaria, you see something on TV and you're like, oh my God, that burger looks good. I want to go get it tomorrow. Right. And it makes you go get it tomorrow. They always say see, and that's why even with rapping and your music, you always have to come back with a video later on because visuals is where it's at. It's not always just hearing it, because when you hear a commercial on our advertisement on the radio, and it says, you know, something about a Taco Bell or whatever, that's not making you get up and go get a Taco Bell.
Well, it does me. A lot of times. I
Not
want to tell
from
you
the
why.
radio?
Not from my kids. You know, they come back to me with commercials all the time.
Because they see it on TV or they see it on TikTok.
I don't know where
it's what
I
you
don't
see.
really know where they getting it from.
Visual is a big
But I keep
part.
ending up hearing about it through them, so I know it's still working. Because they be like, Dad, make sure you stop by Sonic and get me this. I'm like, well, how the heck do they know that? You've seen it. You've seen them do it. But I get what you're saying. So what's up? What's up, Dallas P? I mean,
Man, yeah.
just what's
no,
up?
that was what I was clarifying though. You know what I'm saying? Like they, you know what I'm saying? I have no issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying I feel like as far as there's no issue with gay. I know a lot of gay people, and I don't have no. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll give you the shirt out their back. They're good people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't never. You know what I'm saying? I learned that a long time ago. I feel like it's a lot of people that are really bashing. It's an insecurity in themselves. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't too much. I'm not gonna say that. I don't agree with that.
No,
I think a lot of times
I'm breaking down.
I get it.
Why?
I get
Because
it.
I was probably 17, 18 years old, and I was so homophobic, man. And like I was like, man, I would have. And I met this dude, and I didn't know he was gay for 6-8 months. And he come with my closest homeboy. You run out of gas. That motherfucker come across the town like, hey, here. They never knew he was gay because he was like. He was straight. He wasn't like flaming or nothing like that. And after I realized, and he told me later, he's like, yeah, I'm gay, man. I ain't never coming approaching you that type of way. We were cool.
let me tell you something,
But
man.
a lot of people, I feel like it's the same thing with a woman. She sees another woman walk by or whatever, and she look at it. It's an insecure. So like they don't really know. So they really, if you really worried about it, I'm secure in my manhood. I ain't never worried about another man. You don't come and you don't touch me. You come and now we got an issue.
I had a girl that worked for me, and I ended up going.
Yeah, we were talking about the
her
one.
family. No, this is a
No, it's a
different one.
Okay.
Her she worked for me, and she invited me to go to a club, downtown. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And her people didn't show up, but she wanted me to go, and she happened to be gay.
Yeah.
And I ended up going down there, and
So she did poetry or something
she did.
like that.
They did poetry and danced on
And
stage
danced on
together, her and
stage.
this other girl.
Okay.
But I didn't think about it, in a bad way till I got there and I was inside.
It was
And-
a gay club.
Yeah, and this one dude bumped me. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Then the next time, because it's okay for you to do whatever you feel you want to do, but don't push it on somebody else. But I guess he felt like because I was in
Because
there,
you were there.
he
at
felt
the
like I was
club.
with it. But
that's
then,
exactly what
then
our
the
point
bartender.
is.
He treated me harsh because he knew I was not like that. He straight up treated me bad because and I think that's
He's like, what you doing
but,
here?
But let me finish. This is the part what gets me is because I don't have a problem. I love, my wife and but I don't like don't disrespect me. Like I met a guy at the North Park Mall, and I knew he was different. I don't know what he is, but he's just a human to me. I love everybody.
For sure.
And then I followed him on Instagram. He followed me. I said, when you come into town, he ended up being a steward from Chicago. And he ended up, when I followed him on Instagram, I looked at him about the next 2 months. I looked at my page, man, and the stuff that he posted, it offended me. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I don't want to see that, because that's not me. Yeah. But I don't even want to see I don't want to see a man and a woman on that platform like that either.
Yeah,
it can be overly aggressive in either way.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think a lot of times it's just the fact that I speak on the fact that you offended me.
Yeah.
Then y'all take it there and you just like a person say, oh, man, you doing that because I'm black.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, you doing that because I'm gay. You see what I'm saying? So I don't like that. You can offend me whether you straight or gay, and I can come at you because
black or white.
Or black or white. You see what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna say this though, gay people, for them, they have a good gator. They can tell somebody straight or not. And there's a lot of dudes that
They got on me about that.
They really. They have a thing for going for straight dudes because
right.
they want a
Right.
masculine dude. You know what I'm saying? Why you think? Like they like dudes. They want a dude that's masculine. So they do know. Like that, I'm telling you, the bartender, like you say, he already knew. They do know. The dude that bumped you in the club already knew.
Yeah.
He just like, hey, he here. Let me, shoot my shot. Just like a dude sees a female walk by with a fat ass and like, hey, let me shoot my shot.
But I shouldn't have been in there.
You probably should not have been, but you didn't know.
See, no,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
went
You
through
didn't know like
$100
that.
on the stage because they was tipping, and I wanted to show her some love because she
Showing love,
worked for me and she did a good job for me, and it was her birthday, and I got down there and when I knew it was a gay club, but when I got down there, you remember, I left. I remember I called you. I'm like, nah, I ain't staying. You know, I didn't even go in. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. And when I got all the way back up on the highway, getting ready to come back and go back home, she called me. She said, E, where you at? I said, I'm on my way. What's up? She say, I'm glad you coming because nobody else showing up for me.
Yeah, that's what's up, though.
And
So I had to turn around and come back down to that club, and that's what made me go in there because she had called me when I had been there and left.
That's much love.
So I just couldn't do it, man. So I mean, I went in. I didn't stay long. I threw $100, maybe $150. I don't know. I just threw some money on stage to her, and you know, while she was doing her performance, and then I buzzed on out. But I, you know, I'm good, right? No, I love everybody.
We get on everything else.
I love everybody, man.
For sure, man. Like,
I love everybody. It ain't it ain't none that I don't love. You know what I'm saying?
God said you're supposed to love everyone.
Yeah.
Love conquers everything.
Let's talk about the music again, Dallas P. I didn't want to get too far off, man.
Yeah.
There was a few songs, man. You was asking me earlier. Now, let me rewind it, because something I do, and I don't want to forget it before we get back in your music. We can talk about everything after this. I need you to do me a favor, and I did Mike Jones like this. I did all my Young Slim. I did It's Brown. I did VIP YG. I did all these cats like this. The top 3 rappers
Of all time.
dead or alive of all time. Your pick. Top 3.
No, you said not top 3 rappers. Top 3
artists.
It doesn't have to be rap.
Because you like to sing anyway.
Can be anything.
It can be anything.
artists, okay. I mean,
Speaking to the mic.
I'm probably gonna go off of what inspired me most.
That's fine. I mean, just 3.
I mean, I would have to make a list and sit here really and think about, you know what I'm saying, lyrically. So I would just say what influenced me most.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As coming up, I would say everybody always gonna say Pac, but Pac would be number 1 to me just because of the fact.
Tupac, we've got that before.
Pac is the fact of Pac really, I feel like he influenced and he changed people's lives and situations with his words. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really spoke on shit that people didn't speak on. Okay. And, you know, from Brenda Have a Baby, like, he really, like, changed and opened people's minds with the words. And he was, I feel like, one of the first to really, really, like, do that and have people going. So me coming up, like, that's what I really, really listened to. Like, I remember from my dad had a body shop, and I found, like, he had a car that nobody came and got, and I found like 3,000 cassette tapes.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
And you know what I'm saying? I sold all of them. But
shout out to the hustler, Dallas P.
But you know what I'm saying? Like Missy Elliott, Pac but Pac was just it for me. You know what I'm saying? He was it for me. Now, back when I was growing up, I think West Coast had more influence. I didn't really like East Coast stuff. So, you know, from Snoop but I would say probably Master P would have been my next, and Too Short. Like, it would have been.
So you saying Pac, Master P, and Too Short?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Master P.
Pac is number 1 right now. Everybody says Pac at one point.
Michael Jackson running a close race with him.
Nah.
I mean, I appreciate the pop, but like it wouldn't have been.
It wasn't like your rap music.
No. That's not what I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as, you know what I'm saying, where I'm from in the South, like, you know, Mike, Paul, like Slim, Chamillionaire, and then we got Big Tug, all them, you know what I'm saying? That's South, and that's, you know, what, you know, I grew up from. I say the time that you grow up, you know, from the time you're 10 to 15, that's the time that you really, really, you influenced on things, and you really, you know, when I first found my love for music and hip hop, like, that would have been, you know what I'm saying, from Pac and then, but like when Mike came on, you know, I'm going from, you know, 15 on up and things like that, and listening to, you know, Mike, that's all I'm jamming is stuff from down south, because we didn't have anything like that. And the culture, they brought culture. That's what Houston did, is they really put the culture of, you know what I'm saying, riding for foes and sipping lean, and just the culture that they brought, and the city and the shine that they put on, and, you know, that's the same with Tuck. And I love that, and that was me for a lot of years. So, like, I have to still pay
Didn't I
homage
see
to
you
that,
with Tuck?
you know?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Tuck. I got a couple songs with Tuck. You know what I'm
So
saying?
that's why when I said Fat Beezy, how did y'all not link? You didn't link with Fat Beezy, but you linked with Tuck.
Me and Tuck. I reached out to Tuck. Me and Tuck. You know what I'm saying? Been working on stuff on some music, and Tuck always showed me a lot of love. And you got to show anything. Just pull up. You know, anytime I need Tuck, pull up. He gonna pull up.
I'm trying to get shout out to Big Tuck. I'm trying to get him on the show.
Yeah.
Beezy I already got. He coming.
Okay,
I got to
okay.
schedule. I got to schedule Big Tuck. So
I'm
make that
gonna
happen.
hit him,
Link
yeah,
up with him
yeah,
and say,
for
hey
sure.
man, he wants you over there.
Yeah.
And
He'll
he owed me.
Tuck.
He owed me. I got something to tell him when I see him.
Okay.
I got pictures. You know what I'm saying? He owed me one.
All right,
He owed me big time. You don't even realize it. Just tell him. He said you got to pull up.
I'm gonna
Platform Boss Talk 101.
I'm
Yeah.
hit him up. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
So I have a question. Where do you get your inspiration for each song? Is it always something that happened in your life per se, or is it something from other people's experiences?
I'm gonna tell you, like, like, some things can be certain in my mind. There's a song in there called "Lost in the System."
That's the one. That's the best song you got for me.
All right.
And the reason
we'll
it's the
talk
best
about
song,
that.
let me say that. The reason, because you took that. Now that's where I was going already. That song it resonates for me well because evidently either there, I don't know if you're doing like Biggie, Super Nintendo, so, making up stuff. But if this is
I'm gonna
real,
explain to you what
listen,
it is,
if this is real, I just tell you like this. I just dropped off 3 letters to prison yesterday.
Okay.
This is something that's my ministry. So
we about to speak on it. So that particular day, if you actually listen to the second verse of the song, that's my actual brother.
I thought so.
Okay. So my brother has 97 felonies.
I thought so.
My brother has, from the time he was 14, locked in and out. And now he was my inspiration when I grew up, and then I ended up pretty much taking care of him every time
How
he get out
old
of
is he?
prison. He's right at 40.
So that was actually him speaking when I heard him speaking on the song.
Yeah, that was him.
On that second.
But
97 felonies. Wow.
He, like 60 of them were probably like endangerment to officers. The other ones is like different stuff. But, he just, he came and he really, he called me and he's like, hey man, he thinks that the government has a chip in his mind and he's been institutionalized. He spent his whole life in, pretty much in prison. He'd get out, go back. And he's like, can you Uber me to the police station? I'm gonna knock the windows out and stuff to get back in the cop car. I wish I recorded all that, but I didn't start recording until later. You know what I'm saying? And so I literally got him over to the police station. He back locked up right now.
Really? How long do he got?
Right now I don't know. When he went there and he got there, they arrested him for another charge, which was it was like terroristic threats or something. He called some people and he was like going out.
Do he have you got his he in the county?
I think he's in like Rockwall or like Raleigh somewhere. But I talked to the attorney. I told him like he really needs mental help. Like now he's got a lot of things, but lost in the system basically is you don't necessarily just got to be jailed. You can lose somebody a system of life off of drugs or everything. You don't necessarily grow up with them. You don't mess with them the same way that you do anymore. So, and that's my brother that we grew up, but we're not the same. Like I can't really just sit here and have conversations like I can with my brother like I used to. So it's just one of those things. It's like Lost in the System really spoke to me, and I went in there recording. Besides that song, I listen to the beat and I hear it, and I will just hear something in the beat. If not, I go to the next beat, and then if I listen to it and then it actually something sticks out to me, I create the hook first, and then I go and I freestyle the rest.
That's so crazy because I was talking to a female rapper, and I wanted her to create a hook for Boss Talk, podcast and stuff like that.
Heard?
Yeah,
that's dope.
I love it. And she was saying, well, she can't write it till she hears the beat.
Exactly.
And I'm like, because in my mind, I'm like, well, as long as you have the words and you know what you're gonna rap about and whatever, then you can always, do that.
Yeah.
So, but she's like, no, I gotta get the beat first.
Yeah.
So it's the beat that does it.
The beat
for
speaks to me. You know what I'm saying? It tells me what the song is gonna be. So I mean, every song is different. So if I hear the beat and I'm like, I hear this, and then I'll hear something that that will stick out in the song. And whether it's like what the song we're talking about, Glue, I just hear doo doo, and I'm like ooh, and then then.
And you write your own music.
So, everything is it's freestyle really. I just hear, you know what I'm saying? I hear the music and I hear the beat and then I hear the hook and I'm like, okay, this is what the song is gonna be about, and then I go off that, and everything on the verses is pretty much freestyle. The hook is I sit there and I listen to it, I listen to the song, the beat 10 times if I had to listen to it.
Come back this way a little bit.
Yeah. If the beat don't speak to me and 10 times listening to it, I'm going to the next one. But if I hear something in it, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna drop that hook. And then once I drop the hook, then I freestyle the rest about what the hook is.
So let me ask you
That
this.
song wasn't that song was it was just heavy on my mind going to the studio that day.
Could you give me that get his information for him? Maybe I could write him.
Yeah, for sure.
Cause like I said, I just be wanting to just try to reach out to people who in those situations. It just resonates.
But you don't know how long he's gonna be there for.
No, and he can't.
And he in Rockwall.
His part is he's in the system of. Like, they can't really send him. They'll send him to the mental ward, back and forth, and he'll go through that for years. And then they dump him on the street because they get tired of dealing with it. And they're like, "Hey, we'll give you time served." And he's like, "I don't want time served. I want to."
He want to stay in there.
No,
really.
he's like, "I want to. You give me a radiogram and a chip in my brain because the government's got a chip in me."
What's his name?
And Skip Springer.
Shout out Skip.
And he don't want to
Springer.
take medication.
No, he don't think. He thinks everything from this, everything that's on your board right here is all set up from all life about him. Yeah, from Pac to everybody, it's about him.
It's tough to have a conversation
And
with
he's
him.
always been like that.
No. He just, I feel like for like 5-6 years, he was in Arizona locked down, and he was the type that you would see him one day, he pull up with a truck full of jet skis, and we'd be out the lake. Next day, he pull up in a Candy Apple Jaguar. He did everything. He never consequences. He was a muscle. If you want to go rob a bank, that's the dude that you would go get, but he just never ever thought. All right, so like I was saying, he was locked down for at least a good 5 years, like solitary, not you know what I'm saying, see him but an hour a day, and it was the types where they come in a cell, he gonna fight everybody butt naked. He don't care, like he's crazy like that. So my brother is like, I think that had a part that triggered him, and then he got out and he started like trying to run around doing meth and stuff like that and stuff. So I think part of him being institutionalized, going back in and out, and the drugs, something just triggered and snapped in him, and he ain't been the same in a good 6 years, I'd say.
6 years.
Like I can't have a conversation with him like I'll see a second of him, you know what I'm saying, and then he'll just go on and rattle, and I'm like, oh, this is my brother I knew. And then, nope, he go back onto it and like, oh, man, the government done did this and this. I'm like, oh, man, like, I've always been here for you. Every time you call, every time you need money, every time I try to put him up in a hotel, and he didn't like the room number, and I had to, he's like, I'll leave, I'll go sleep. He went and left and slept outside in the snow, like, not in the snow, but in the cold. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? Like, just stuff that don't even make logical sense. So,
I think, like I said, with God, all things are possible.
Yeah.
I've seen people go through that, and I've seen people change.
Yeah.
So I just think people. It's just.
But that's where he
it's
feels
just
safe.
tapping into that era of his life where he feel like things got knocked out
he
of place.
He don't want to be. He feels safe in there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all he wants to be. He's like, man, I can't do it out here. Like I need to be in there.
That song is bumping. So I love the song. You did a good job, and he talking on there. Yeah. To me, he's like, I'm just caught. I'm caught up. Pretty much.
He said Jack got to go back in the box.
Yeah,
yeah,
like, oh my God,
because you spoke that from your heart. That's something that's very near and dear. You can almost tell in music when
that's something
why
is so
like, dear to you. You know what I mean? It comes across in your music.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely great hit, man. What about let's get into it, man. What about I Get Money? Let's go.
Okay. Nah, I Get Money was just it was just a song, man. It really wasn't nothing particular, you know what I'm saying, about it. It was just like one of those that it needs to go back and be remixed and mastered.
Really?
I sung over the whole and when I heard it, it's like we were talking about, when I heard that beat, I was like, I get money.
Yeah.
So like that's all I heard. So I'm just like, okay, I get money.
Oh, really?
So that it was just a song that I heard in the beat and just went off on it, man.
So what you go ahead and ask a question.
No, so you said you have a daughter. Do you have a wife, a young lady?
No, I have a baby mama. I have a lot of women, so they're all over the world. So.
You see, that's the reason why I was asking that question, because I know you being an artist and having a female, and you catering to a lot of females, how that jealousy and all of that can come in play. So I was trying to see how would she deal with something like that.
Well, no, she's the mother of my kids, so she don't have to worry about anything. She's taken care of regardless. So I got a 12-year-old with her, and I got a 16-year-old with her. So, and every girl that knows that even surrounds herself like, hey, y'all gonna always she always gonna be my kid's mom. So you gotta understand that she gonna always have some type of part in our life, regardless if she wants to or not. She's still my kid's mom. So we're gonna take care of her to the bestest because she's my kid's mother. So I'm never gonna disrespect her. But as far as juggling, with multiple, women and things like that, is you gotta understand, it's like I'm here for you, and a lot of relationships are based off of, like I was saying earlier, people's insecurities and things like that. So if you understand that, I've seen people together. How can you say you really care about somebody and they've been together 25 years and somebody had a moment of weakness or whatever? You say you really love this person, but they had a woman's weakness and man went out or woman went out and had one night or whatever, but they just threw all that down the trash can because of whatever.
Right.
So me is understanding, no, I'm here. I would much rather have a mental orgasm with you before a physical orgasm.
Okay, now my boy trying to have mental orgasms and stuff.
I would much rather have a connection with you that's deeper than the money that we get, deeper than just your pussy, or deeper than, you know what I'm saying? I would much rather have something that's strong and build you to be a better woman and you to get up and have purpose and, you know what I'm saying, motivate your day. So that's,
because communication is always key. Because once you have that,
communication is knowing,
you can work out
understanding.
anything. And then of course God is number one. You have that in your life. You can see yourself through anything.
Of course.
Definitely, man. Like I said, when I listened at the jam, man, I jammed out. I let it roll. I just let it ride, And to be honest with you, man, like I said, I didn't hear nothing wrong with that mixing and mastering like you talking about. But you got the ear for you. It's something you got a good business. He got a specific sound he's looking to hear. How do you get to that? I mean, like, do you ever work with Armstrong, the one that? Armstrong with Mike Jones.
That one I got a couple with Armstrong.
He did that one. The one we was talking about.
The I'm with who?
Yeah,
So he did that. I got a song with him, NASA. That one's not on the album, but it's a song that I probably need to go back and finish up. But Armstrong is got a lot of talent. I've worked with a lot of different producers, and he's great. He's our DJ when we on the road. You know what I'm saying. But he's very, very talented, man. He's got a ear. But I hear it's a certain thing. You got your engineer and you hear things and you're like, no, man, drop the beat here. I need this here. I need this drop here. And you go back. People just they don't hear the whole process of going and making music. It's like, no, you got to go back, record, and you go back and highlight, and then you go back and you drop your beats, and then you go back and put your ad libs, and it's like, no, I'm gonna move this part over here. I don't like how the beat came in here. I want to put it right here. So there's a lot of things that create.
And skibbits of that is what you should be putting on Instagram and stuff. The skibbits, it's a little bit showing people what it takes to do what you do. You know what I mean? Because people appreciate that hard work a lot more. But as long as you've been doing what you've been doing, do you have a favorite song? Doesn't have to be a current. Could be something that you've done before in the past. What is the number
right
one
now,
song for you?
As a rapper, we just move on. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's the latest thing that you did, and I think right now, the one that if I'm putting in right now, the one that I got is Pull Up. The one that like say she wanna like that one right there.
You trying to get a TikTok? You got to get a TikTok song out there?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to. It's
that's what you shooting for.
So yeah, of course. I mean, but that's the one that I'm probably gonna first spin through if I'm just driving and listening to. Like that's what it is. But when I come across, I need to get back in the studio and I always try to get back and keep working, but with the weather, with everything else, and just moving around, I get back in there.
But I get what you're saying about moving on because you've already done that body of work, and it's like looking at old pictures or looking at old visuals. Like when I go back on all my old Unique Hustle stuff with the girls and going out of town and all that, it gets to be like I did that already.
Yeah,
and even though I want to make it something else, I'm like I'm gonna go back and make this, and it's like. It's so much stuff new that I'm about that it's hard to go back and refocus on that.
Because you've passed that time in your life, you've changed, you have grown as an individual. So whatever you do at that point, that's where you are at that level. You know what I mean?
Of course, of course.
What do you have? You have stuff like that you see that like old pictures or old stuff that you don't?
The only thing I can relate.
I'm
with
trying to
stuff
relate
like
it to
that-
like the house, maybe with
No,
something.
the only thing I can relate to is as a kid, when you watch TV and you watch a movie or a cartoon, and you're like, that was the excitement in your life. You loved it, but being grown now and turn that same thing on, you're like, I can't watch this.
Yeah, I remember you tried to watch Thundercats.
Well, the one
Or
thing
just the quality
that is different
everything.
about music that I would say than a movie, you can go back and you can remember quotes or something, but music is everlasting. If you have a really good hit, and it can take you whatever you can put on whatever song that you like, and it's gonna take you back to that moment in time.
Yeah, it does.
You see what I'm saying?
Does
That's
that.
what I love about it.
But that picture
Where
does
you
too.
were at when you were sitting. The picture does too.
And the visuals does too, but it just
music,
But the difference between the visuals and the music, and I don't have an ear for music, so I'm gonna ask you this second part of this question. But with the visuals, I see the quality changes over time
Yeah, it
because the
does.
visuals back then, when you watch your old visuals, you're like,
yeah.
I can't watch this. It's just not as clear. The color, it just looked terrible.
Well,
but
see,
on
that's
music,
where I'm trying to find.
can
with
you
my
hear
right.
the difference in music from
Oh.
old school music? The
Of
Yeah, of
quality?
course. Yeah, they use
There's
different beat
flows.
machines and
See,
stuff.
there's music has changed so much from beats to the flows to everything, and like me, that's where I feel like I differ from a lot of rappers. That is, I'm not like anyone else. A lot of people will go off of this type of style. My flow is a little bit. I would like to be able to take the 15-year-old and the 35, 40-year-old dad and actually be able to actually listen to my music and come
Feel.
together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the music now is like the dad's like the music's da 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 da, and they're like, man, I can't listen to that, and everything was da da, and like back in the day when what he listened to. So my flow is a little bit of da 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 da. So I would like to be able to merge that and bring two generations of basically together, and be able to like, hey, I can listen to this, I can listen to this, and you know what I'm saying, to be able to both generations actually be able to listen to it,
Listen
because
to
I
it.
come from
You bridging the gap.
See, I love that because I'm that old school person that when I'm trying to listen to the rap, I'm like, I hear the beat first. That's the first thing I hear. I don't hear the words. I have to really go back and sit down and concentrate and listen because it goes so fast that I'm like, I can't get it. I can't feel it.
Well, that's what I tell. Like, I got a lot of young rappers and stuff like that, and they'll rap and they say some cool things, and I'm like, man, like if you ain't got a beat and you ain't got a hook, how am I gonna know whether if it's my chick is bad and bougie? How am I gonna look it up? I'm gonna look up bad and bougie. Like, I gotta have like something with some substance in it that's gonna stick out, and you gotta have a beat and you gotta have a hook. Nobody's gonna ever hear all the fly stuff you say in their verses if they don't never ever like, man, what was that song? And they go back and listen. They hear that they're 10 times like, dang, he just said that. You know, like you really gotta have some substance. Like you gotta have a hook. And like some people's like, I appreciate what Kendrick and all them does, but it takes you to have a high platform and a lot of work really to get there. You gotta have, and sometimes you might have to do music that you don't necessarily even like just to get in the industry, to break it, and then people can start listening. It's like, dang, he got some really clever stuff and a lot of stuff in his music to hear.
How long you been doing music now?
Really about 5-6 years. Like,
Okay,
man,
so
I didn't really take it serious.
what's the
till last 2
craziest
years.
thing that's done happen to you? I mean, I don't want to get the beef started or nothing, but what's done happened where you felt like, dang, man, like I never would have thought this person or that situation would have happened to me.
I mean, really, I've done experienced everything in life.
I
I'm
said the
still
craziest
living
thing,
crazy.
yeah.
As in music or just being on the
Music,
road,
like people or other artists or others or people that booked you or you got to a place and somebody did you something that you just really would have never thought this could have happened to Dallas P.
No, man, I wouldn't say there's not like, I don't know, like, I mean, we had an instance like this last time where we were on the road in Arizona, and it was just me and Mike and the manager we got into a whole bunch of stuff to where Mike had a deal. It's not really mine to speak on, but it was a whole lot of misunderstanding. We were getting into it in the limo, and manager was trying to make one thing happen, and a lot of people were trying to do different things for themselves. But we ended up missing the whole show.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? We ended up missing the whole show.
Did y'all have to get the money back, or did y'all?
I don't know as far as that part. I think we had a deposit, but like that, we ended up missing. We didn't get paid for the rest of the part. So
Wow.
we ended up missing the whole show. So we kind of went through a situation to where we went and showed. There was a lot of younger artists. We went to the studio, showed them some love. You know what I'm saying? And there was a point where there was one dude that was drunk out there. He was trying to fight everybody. It's just it was a crazy part situation, and we weren't in the right situation with it. But
how did you feel like you made the situation better?
How?
Yeah.
Well,
or did you?
There was one dude.
You try to turn up?
All right. So no, I'm at the studio.
See what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna break it down for you. So I'm at the studio. And I don't pay attention to people unless people think I'm arrogant or cocky or whatever. But like I'm sitting here, I'm vibing out. I'm listening to them. I'm listening to everybody that's playing their music. You know, with the dudes playing, I'm listening to it. Dude comes at me. Hey, where you from? I'm from Dallas. I'm still listening, vibing out. Tap me out. Hey, where you from? Say, man, I'm from Dallas. You know, so I'm just gonna I'll check him real quick because he kept tapping me. I already told you where I'm from. You know, so he kind of stopped, but he went and charged up everybody else there, and everybody was like. Weird because he was just drunk. He was out of there, and like they weren't checking him. I guess. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
he
saying?
took it there. He kept on messing with.
He kept doing it. So by the time we go to leave, he follows to the limo. His girl, like everybody's getting into the limo, and he goes to try to stop Strong, and the other dude from kind of getting onto the limo, and he's kind of all in their face, and he's got the door blocked. And I was like, I tapped him first. Hey, bro, move. And he's like. Kind of looked back at me, he started kind of like charging him up again. So I said, kind of moved him out the way and I was like, hey, and I pushed him into there and he was like, he was just looking for like something, you know what I'm saying? That's all he wanted was something, but nobody was really, really trying to like really check him, you know
it's
what I'm saying?
crazy how
so
you end up
just
being the one who
looking,
have to try to make the situation go away.
It was just, he was out there, he was drunk, and I think maybe he was ticked off about it. I don't know. Whatever the situation, I don't know. They may have felt they deserved more or whatever it was. But Mike came there to show them love. It was like, hey, listen to your music. He didn't get paid for none of that. Came there to show them people love. And, like, that dude was just looking for something, you know. And
wow.
so he was just kind of charging everybody up. And I'm like, man, no.
Being with Mike, you guys had you all in Arizona, so I know y'all and everybody run up. Who is Mike Jones? Y'all hear that 100 times a day. Yeah. Then you made the song, remixed it somewhat. What did you do with that song?
No, it was
like
I'm with who?
I'm with who, and then he say Mike Jones. I'm like, oh, here we go again. It's going down.
Where he been though. You know, people say where Mike been. You know what I'm saying? He said I'm out in Dallas with Pete.
Yeah.
You know, so he pull up, he rolling with me. So he tell you where he been. We been rocking. You know what I'm saying? We ain't stop. You know what I'm saying? Some people's like, where Mike been? Mike's still out here, you know what I'm saying? He's still doing his thing, and he's still got something left in the tank. So a lot of people want to count him out, man. You can't count that man out.
I like his business mind too. He awesome.
He always gonna be there. So, it's one of those things, man. Like, people don't realize his catalog. Like, if people's like they know back then, and I still tip it. But when you go in, I've rocked every song. He had me a mic right next to him, and I'm rocking every from I Stay Flossing That Candy Pain to, you know what I'm saying,
up
to what's that one? I mean, he got Love with a Stripper,
Drive and Give Me 50,
Drive and Give Me 50. To all them, like he got probably 20, 30 top. You know, hits that people just they hear and they didn't even know it was Mike. Or someone might have had a feature on, but like he was like, man, damn, Mike was on that. Like I was sitting there, what's that? I'm trying to think of the song because I was sitting there, I was singing. Oh, I was fucking with it. I was like, Dick, don't fail me now. I said, God damn, I didn't realize that was fucking Mike.
Yeah.
And I've rocking with this man for years, and then we were at the next show and he does it, and I was like, damn, you know, like his catalog is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, and
so how did you guys first link up?
So the first time I met Mike, me and Mike were shooting dice and playing skill studio over here in Dallas.
Okay.
So
what happened to them guys?
Man, I don't know. Like I know they'd be out in Cali and stuff too.
Did they move out of Dallas? I know they had a hit, a banger with Chameleon.
Yeah,
Chameleonaire.
So I don't really chop them up like that no more. But I used to see. I didn't really know Skip, but I used to see Play all the time.
Okay.
I used to see him in clubs and we party and stuff like that. But Skills was never really much around up here a lot. So I would just we were over at the studio. But so my at that time I was at V Live. And Tumbleweed was mine and Mike's manager, and he was there at V Live, and we were chopping it up. And I was like, I was talking about maybe doing a feature or something and doing something. And he was like, man, you should do something with Mike. And I was like, yeah, I know Mike. He's like, all right, well, let me set it up. So we set it up, and the first second, me and Mike clicked from there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, come on the road. Let's go do this. And Mike just he made you understand the game. He came into the game and got messed over a lot by the music industry and told me what to look for and things like that. Because I mean, I've sat down with 300. I've sat down with different people and had conversations and things like that. So, you know, like he just like, hey, you know, gave me a lot of game of understanding like what this music industry is, because he came into it as a young man and didn't really know. It looks, hey, there's money in your face, everything looked great, and you know now the IRS is coming and everybody's coming and it's like, hey,
real talk.
So
what else you got, Steph? None. You sure? Mm-hmm. So I mean, make sure I got all my stuff out of Dallas P before I close it out.
Who would you like to collaborate with? Name one person.
I was about to say that, Steph. That's my next question right here.
I mean, if I'm gonna go
really,
and say,
like, I mean, the biggest, smallest person you'd like to collaborate with.
I mean, if I was going for just, you know, as just trying to get out there, it would be different. But like who I would like to collaborate with, I would say if I had to pick artists, of course, Too Short was already, you know, I can't go to pot, but Too Short. I would do something Too Short because we come from the same, you know, cloth kind of type thing. And then I would say if I were female, I would say
shout out Too Short,
Missy Elliott, because I feel like she's
Missy
the one.
Elliott.
Wow.
I ain't heard. I said we watched her yesterday.
Like,
yeah, it's hard to get her to move. She ain't really just doing a lot of this.
Yeah, but put her. There wouldn't be a lot of these female rappers
without her.
Out here without her, and she
Missy
really
Elliott
did it first, you know, and her video.
We ain't heard her name on the show, have we?
No.
So,
the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I like her videos.
Oh, man,
I love the way she get out.
She's very creative.
Is she lyrical?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all love her lyrics?
Missy's cold. Like,
Is she cold?
She started all this, bro. Like, go back and listen to Missy,
Missy's
and then
cold.
listen to what you listen to now, and listen to Missy. Missy did it first.
I know she did it, but she didn't do it first.
She did. I'm
old, man. You know, she ain't open no door.
Yeah.
The thing that I think that she did,
her visual,
bro, you gotta go back. Yeah, what you say? Open the door. That's a big statement, because you got to look at like Queen Latifah and all these girls that came way before.
No, but
that really opened the door.
I mean,
no, but the thing that I think she did,
I'm talking about Queen Latifah. I'm talking about before she was acting though. Y'all see, I'm hip hop. You guys are younger. But I'm telling you, when she first hit the scene, when she came out with Naughty by Nature, when she was pushing them guys, she was really not nobody to play with. And also MC Light. These girls came in early on before all of that happened. So we cannot ignore that by saying Missy Elliott paved the way. She paved the way for the people that was after her.
No, the part that I'm thinking about where you say she paved the way, not really for the music. I think of her as...
Who you talking about?
Missy Elliott.
Okay.
I think about her as... I didn't see anybody being as creative as her with music, with the visuals and stuff like that.
I'm gonna say for females.
For females.
Because Busta Rhymes did the same thing. He was just a male.
Where females were
you see what I'm saying? Same video style.
Yeah, we're talking about where females are concerned. I didn't see nobody doing that before Missy Elliott. And then even right now to current day, who I see that's replicating her somewhat to me is Tiana Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah.
In her videos, she's still coming out with those crazy, look. And so that's who I see that's replicating her.
Like I said, when y'all said pave the way, when you say that, that's a big statement.
She opened the door. Like,
open the door for the people after her.
Where it took a long time.
She couldn't open it before the people before her because they had to let her in.
I feel like we talking about Dallas, I feel like, Tuck and them did something, but like Mo 3 kind of opened the door and BJ kind of kicked it open a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm saying, from Dallas, Tuck and them were the start of it. And you know what I'm saying? There wouldn't have been really nothing Dallas.
I don't agree with that. You got to go with Duro.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
come on now. We got to talk now. Y'all not going to come up in here. I'm hip hop. Don't forget it now.
I can't forget Duro. You right.
You got Duro, and then before Duro, there was, I go all the way back to Nemesis and all that and coming into the door. Because this is a whole thing. You got Quint Black. You got all these different people that I think of because I'm older. Yeah. And then you even had, what's that boy that came over and did a video? She fly, the little cat. It's a couple of them, and Puka Leroy. All these guys was working, man. Oh, yeah. So we have to make sure we appropriate it right. Now, don't get me wrong. Who made the biggest thump? Big Tuck. They killed it. Duro killed it. Yeah. And here lately, it was for me. It was Yella Beezy and Mo 3 as well. But at the end of the day, Mo3 was lyrical, but Yellow Beezy was marketable.
Yeah, but to reach up out of Texas, you see what I'm saying? To when I go to Miami,
Beezy.
I hear him playing in the club.
Beezy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Beezy had that, you know. Yeah. And I'm not taking nothing from Mo3. Mo3's catalog's dumb. Like if people just only know him for Everybody Ain't Your Friend, but that's all they know. But he got a lot there. He got a lot of music. He got a lot there. But
I think he was gone too soon. You know, I hate that for the city, but I am saying that, you know, where do we go from here? Because that's what it's all about, right? How do we excel from here? It's Dallas P. We on Dallas P ride now. You see what I'm saying? So the thing I look at, you know, when we start going back into the history of this thing, you gotta be careful because I'm OG Henny Loke. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of, you know, when you start talking about Dallas, you got to talk about some different people that when you got to look at. Paved the way, rap music.
Yeah, if we're talking paved the way, I'm saying like really open to where.
Some people say DOC.
So, I mean,
you know that, right?
Listen.
Some people say DOC, even though he did not. To me, he didn't rep Dallas. Yeah, because
I grew up from Dallas of listening to Mr. Lucci and Mr. Pookie and all.
There it is. I reached out to them the other day, Mr. Lucci, because these guys had a heck of a run.
Oh yeah.
So we got some real. Now, when you talk Dallas is it's a big circle. Yeah. And we all love each other and we hate each other at the same time. But at the end of the day, that's every city you go to. Yeah. You know? So you think Big Tuck, DSR had a bigger impact than DeRoe?
No, I wouldn't say that.
I'm asking this. We just talking.
I feel like for DeRoe kind of maybe got up out the city more to where other people Oakland. He hit hard on Oakland. But as far as home,
shout out DeRoe, shout out Tum Tum.
As far as home, you know what I'm saying?
Big Tuck, DSR.
When you were driving, you riding, and just that city, that vibe, like he created that. I mean that flow that he had.
Yeah,
like, man, it was Dallas.
Big Tum Tum had it for a minute in the headlock. You remember that?
Yeah.
Tum Tum, I thought Tum Tum was gonna go by himself for a second, man.
Yeah.
So working with now the new would you like to do a song with Yellow Beezy, or would you like to do a song with Trap Boy Freddy?
I wouldn't pose to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just. If it happened, it happened naturally, organically. You know
did you ever meet Puka Leroy? You never worked with him?
No.
Never did?
But I think if it happened, it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not, right now, anything I've been trying to do is just people out of Dallas. So, yeah, I would love to do anything with the city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you seem like that. That's the way you go.
You know, and like I said, it is women's. Like, I'm telling you, I was doing the show, and I watched what's her name? Tay Money. I did a show. She got booked probably for $500 for that show, the same as me.
Wow.
And like I watched her go through, you know what I'm saying? And there was Erica Banks is now popping, and they were trying to book me for a strip club to do a walkthrough thing over there and try to do like a grand opening or whatever for the strip club. Erica Banks was at that point, she was with Half Pint and them. You know what I'm saying? And DJ Paparon, they went over there and she
shout out to Half Pint.
And Erica Banks.
And Erica Banks I picked early on, but just shout out to Half Pint them because they doing a lot for the city.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, they a platform that people been leaping off of.
Yeah.
You and I both know that. And I think they kind of like a Gucci Man feel to me. Like they ain't tying these guys down with contracts. I think they're pretty much letting people spread their wings. It's like Half Pint and the way he's doing it in the Top Off group. Yeah. They kind of just saying we gonna come together just for the city, like you doing. Yeah, exactly. So it's a good thing. So I think that'd be a good collab, like to work with them for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, but no, it's just one of those things, man. Like I watched her boom, and then as soon as she signed with 1501, like she took off, you know. And I heard that she dropped that Busted song the same time I had I'm With Who.
Yeah.
And then that song just now.
It can come back.
It can.
That's the way social media works, right?
It can. It was the same exact time, man. Like when she dropped that song, she was pushing that Busted song. That was
shout out to Erica Banks, man. I've been trying to get at her because early on, you know, I picked her to come out of Dallas hardcore. My son turned me on to her, and we was looking at her in here, and on a video, no hook, and I texted her. I believe right after that, she hit me right back because she didn't have nobody at the time, and she was like, I just told her she was gonna do well. I could see it. I knew it. As soon as I seen her, I knew it. Same thing, you know, like it's just a feel I get for you people, you guys, man, who in the, you know, you people out there rapping and putting that work down. Because whoever worked the most gonna win, you know that. And I know you were saying earlier about how you want to introduce it, you romanticizing it because you're gonna make sure everything's right, but you're an artist, and I just feel like people need to see you. So if you don't even do it in releasing music, it may be just maybe singing or building content some kind of way. Right. They got to see you. The more they see you, the more they can relate to you, and then it goes from there. What do you think? You think I'm tripping?
No, and I agree with you. It's just the point I've already planned on dropping. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of pushed it off.
Well, now I'm not just saying music. I'm talking about just artistic skits, some kind of way to relate to your people. Yeah. You know, Plies do it. Different people do it. Yeah. To where it don't have to be your full blown, you know, project, but something to let the people know Dallas P loves you. You know what I'm saying? Am I right? Like I got love for my people because these are my people, and they feed off of me.
Yeah. And I get a lot of love.
Does that make sense? Yeah. I'm tripping.
No, you're right, because I have people all the time and it's a lot of the smaller cities from, you know what I'm saying, Green Bay to Fayetteville, Arkansas. They just, man, I'm waiting.
They want to see you.
I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, it's coming, man.
Man.
Yeah, it is. You know, I gotta put something out there for the people. You right?
That's what you see. What I'm saying? Yeah. It ain't. These are your like TikTok and all that stuff. People look at it, and I've been saying this ever since I started this platform. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those things. Yeah, they don't pay you big checks, but your people are there. Yeah. So it's like you stepping on the stage. It's like you giving them something. It's almost like a free concert, isn't it? Yeah. If you look at Verzuz, look at how they coming across. They trying to find ways to keep their people believing in their projects, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. The game's changed, man. It's a social media thing, because you can take one fan and it's gonna take you 5, 10
Bus it blew up off TikTok.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The challenge.
If you look at as soon as she signed with Warner Brothers, man, like however they did that with that, they
made it happen.
They made it like, because I heard Busted, I heard the DJs, because I mean they were playing my stuff, they were playing hers, back to back, and you know it was.
Did you see that coming?
Position. I saw it was with 1501. I knew what 1501 could do.
They got a house behind them.
You know what I'm saying? I believe in it, what they were doing. So I knew that she was in the great hands as soon as she was, went there. So they were looking for the next Meg. They were looking for somebody to push a female artist.
I hear Megan still got ties with them. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So it was just.
I like to see her and Erica. When you see her and Erica Banks do something together.
I think
Dallas and Houston.
Dallas and Houston.
That'd be popping.
I think that would be popping. Yeah, that would be what's up.
Shout out, hey y'all, make that happen, man. Megan Thee Stallion and Erica Banks, y'all need to come together. Let's not worry about the paperwork. Y'all on the same label, really. Y'all dealing with the same people. Let's get it, Erica Banks, and we named it here on Boss Talk first.
There you go.
It's happening. It's official now that I said it. That's the only reason it's official. Megan Thee Stallion and Erica Banks is going down. Houston and Dallas connect. Holla at your boy.
That's what's up. Yeah.
But let's get back to Dallas P. Dallas P, we appreciate you, man. Because you did, you came over here. We did the interview. I love the way that, like I said, the song, man, you sung to my wife on here. I don't really lie. I'm gonna cut that part out. I'm gonna have to cut that part out. You got too fly right there. No. Dallas P got too fly up in here.
You can't cut it out.
Okay, well I won't cut it out then. But I love the song, man. Your voice is phenomenal, man. I think you should push that more. I didn't get but a little bit of that on the music you sent me.
Give me an R&B album.
Yeah. So you work on that R&B album first. You be the first one.
Yeah, we're gonna
you do both, but Tyrese tried to do that as Black Tie, didn't work out for him.
See, the only thing is,
you see, it didn't work.
The reason why I got more red too, I can do it, but it's just I make a lot more like strip club music because that's where I'm at.
They love you. They love you, right?
Yeah, I mean, you walk anywhere, ask them. You know what I'm saying? So
DJ,
that's where I'm at. Yeah, every DJ to every club, like to every. You know what I'm saying? That's where I be. So like,
it's a vibe.
And it ain't just strip clubs. It's uptown. It's
uptown.
All,
the club. You Dallas P.
So if you got the clubs, that's where.
Did you tell us what the P stood for?
I already told you.
Say it again.
Sir. I'm a protector. I'm a provider.
Oh, you gave us. I thought it was a name.
Pleasant Grove.
It was a lot. Like that's a lot. I'm looking for. That's my initial.
Yeah.
But that's not it. That's not it. You like I'm this big global deal when it comes down to that.
The P presides something that's deep inside me, man. man.
See what I'm there it is. Shout out Dallas P, man. We love you, man. We want you to come back on the show, man.
For sure.
When you drop your next project, you gonna promise you gonna come back and
I'm gonna give it to you exclusive, man.
you gonna come back and let us know it's coming out, and when you do your promo run, you gonna come back through.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you every invitation, man. When it comes out, you're gonna be first to know. I'm gonna send it.
Man, well, we appreciate your time, man. Hey, man, it's been another segment of Boss Talk 101. Holla at your boy.
And that's a wrap.